Hello, my darlings. It's Ios and Madam Tilly, and these are my boobs. And these are my friends.
Hello.
Hello.
Howdy, howdy.
And welcome to the Waifu Tavern. Alright, today we're watching some more Death Battle. And it's going to be Blade, or Balade, versus Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Which I like.
B&B.
I think of Buffy, like, I kind of scoff. I forget she does kind of have some, like, low-key superpower. And so yeah, two vampire hunters. So I think it's only appropriate I put on my vampire count outfit. uh, Bam. Okay, now I'm dressed for the part. My little blanket ribbon. Okay, y'all ready to get on into it?
Uh-huh.
See here. Who do we think's gonna win, though?
I know next nothing about either of them,
Yeah.
so I don't know. Girl Street.
Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause
yeah. I mean,
good point.
I do usually go for the girls, but
Yeah. So I do take Blade a little more seriously, but he does have better weapons, but Buffy has got some enhanced strength. Let's see. Ooh, it's gonna be a hard one. And Blade's also good at evading taxes. Old wounds.
Well, the video will break down their
yeah.
powers for us, so
Yeah.
we can just get right into it.
Yeah. Oh, what is that cosplay?
Blade versus Buffy.
The Daywalker versus the Vampire Slayer.
That's top
Where's
man.
my boomstick?
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. They are known by many names. Revenant, Vortalok, Nosferatu.
Never heard of
Vampires. When the moon is out and the night is young, these undead demons are out for blood.
Fitting then that the greatest foe of those who stalk the night is the one who can walk the day, Blade.
That classic
really
design.
His costume?
Hang on.
Now there's a man who doesn't file his taxes. Blade is one of the
That-
coolest superheroes ever, and basically kickstarted the comic book movie craze.
And yet,
Kinda
he is
did, yeah.
also seemingly the only one who knows or cares that in the world of Marvel, vampires exist. Seriously,
Morbius.
nobody talks about this.
Blade doesn't need anyone's help. He'll just aura farm by himself.
Even Blade's
Yeah, well-
birth was hardcore.
Yeah,
Fucking
fuck
Santa
criminals.
Claus exists in comics.
His
Is like,
mother was in labor. Her attending doctor turned out to be the vampire Deacon Frost.
And he drank her blood right before she gave birth.
We need to stop criminals. Let's
infused
go to
Eric with
vampires.
Frost's vampiric blood, turning him half human, half vampire. A Dampier.
Giving him a ton of vampy powers,
Oh.
but none of their weaknesses like garlic, holy water, or sunlight.
Eric
Poor
would
Blood
hone
Rain,
these
she's a
abilities
Dampier,
under
but
the
she got all the
tutelage of
weaknesses.
Vampire hunter Jamal Afari, sharpening
draw.
him into a blade that would rape the vampire plague for good.
She was
Blade
even
is
weak against
strong and
water.
fast enough to toss around 1,000-pound
Wow.
demons and cut bullets out of the air. He can keep up with Wolverine,
Ooh, that's
who
a
can
nice guy.
deflect Cyclops' light-speed optic blasts, and his Kevlar
Michael!
Deepak armor helped him take the top of Count
How you
von
doing?
Stott's
Give me a
castle
pen.
exploding.
He can heal small wounds immediately and sniff out the supernatural with his hypersenses. Also, his fangs can drain his victims of magical energies.
After studying the ways of Hong Kong Kung Fu movies, Blade became a master martial artist. Ah yes, the Rufus from Street Fighter School of Kung Fu.
While the only martial art he's been stated to know is Krav Maga,
Yeah, we all do
know
pretty good,
he's
Don,
mastered
especially if you
more.
here.
So for the full scope of his martial arts ability, we'll examine the Blade movies as performed by Wesley Snipes.
By looking at Snipes' training and choreography, we know Blade uses Kung Fu, Capoeira, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Eskrima, Kickboxing, Shotokan Karate, and Hapkido. Add on Blade's knack for stealthy
you can
takedowns,
figure out
and I
all
guess you
that
could
just
call
from
him
watching a couple
Marvel's
movies?
Batman.
Blade's
Redneck
training
energy.
progressed smoothly until Afari was attacked and had his blood drained by Dracula. Seriously,
Oh.
Avengers, Dracula is real. Why aren't you doing anything about this? He's right there!
Forced to murk his surrogate dad, Blade would have to wage his war
I don't know
alone.
what
Nursing a
Dracula
wound
feels
within
more
him
like
that
a
would never
DC
heal,
thing.
a hole that could never be filled.
Not with that attitude. Blade took a page out of the Book of Boomstick and tried filling that hole with every kind of weapon imaginable. He's got so many, they're his apartment decorations.
That's a
Handguns,
carry-on.
assault rifles, and explosives make up the brunt of his firepower. And he enjoys getting up close and personal with his dual acid-etched titanium katanas.
Speaking of glorious Nippon steel, he's got a sword made out of adamantium.
Specifically, secondary adamantium, a variant of the metal that is mass-producible.
It might not be quite
Still
as
cuts
strong
one in
as
half.
Cap's shield, but it can cut right through heavy hitters like Ultron and the Hulk.
Naturally, Blade has even more swords. His Atlantean ones can slice through magical enchantments. The Word Sword can harm intangible demons, and the Justiciar can slay fallen angels.
Yeah, he's got some weird stuff he can
Damn.
pull out of his ass,
Like
like a
Dante's
Hellfire
collection.
shotgun that burns your
Wow.
soul, or hypodermic needles filled with vampire blood. Seems kinda dumb to turn people into vampires, but it does make them more vulnerable to Blade's arsenal.
All that pales in comparison to the arch weapon of hell in Blade's possession, the breathing gun. It is a living firearm that hisses in the presence of demonic forces. Its sentient bullets chase its victims down. The wounds they cause cannot be healed. And if they get lodged in your body, they'll slowly devour you from the inside out. They can even hurt Hell Lords and even greater threats like the Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Blade took everything he had
Well, that
and
sounds
fought
like an
his
instant
one-man
win
war
condition.
for almost
Yeah.
100 years.
He's battled hordes of vampires while skydiving, infiltrated the Pentagon, and even took on Spider-Man like Miles Morales, who could absorb the energy of a bomb that could destroy Harlem. Blade's even bested the spirit of vengeance, Zarathos.
And while he occasionally
they did do
allied
an
with
episode
teams
with
like the Avengers,
Miles.
he prefers to work alone.
I probably would too if they only cared about me when I was helping them and not ridding the world of, vampires.
That, and Blade is scared of what he might do if he loses control, because he does have one classic vampire weakness: a thirst for blood. Blah.
Berserk
More so
mode.
after he had a daughter, Brielle, whom he avoided for fear of endangering her. If his bloodlust does overwhelm him, he will enter a berserker rage, skyrocketing his
Sounds like one of my
strength at the
D&D,
cost of his
backstories.
sanity.
Though it does make him even better at killing vamps. He's made a cottage industry out of whooping Dracula's ass.
Dracula is unsurprisingly powerful, capable of summoning a thunderstorm that covered all of Boston with a wave of his hand.
Yeah, we do
Drac
play
apparently
Castlevania. He's
didn't
pretty
hold
OP.
a grudge though, since he eventually made Blade the sheriff of Vampirsk, a vampire nation in the ruins of Chernobyl.
Amazingly, Dracula has even given Blade some of his own blood, which allows him to shapeshift into multiple forms, like a wolf, a horde of bats, or a cloud of mist.
So he can force his way inside your body and blow you up from the inside out, Ant-Man style.
Like I said,
With you with the
Pinky.
Ant-Man. Blade's hatred of vampires is only matched by his hatred of himself. However, when Brielle showed signs of vampiric powers, Blade finally found a reason to reconnect with his daughter, training her the same way Afari trained him a century prior.
Even after Blade was possessed by the first vampire ever and tried to take over the planet, Brielle put her dad's teachings to the test, saving both him and the world.
Girl
And proving
power!
that Blade's lonely war need not be so lonely anymore. With his daughter at his side, and also this plant creature pet called Boy Thing, let Marvel's vampires
That'd be like
beware.
me making an elf
Should
monster
they
out of hair.
indulge their unnatural
Wait.
urges, they will be sure
Huh.
to meet their end at the tip of his blade. Today's battle is sponsored by
And picking the
Until the newest Slayer would change everything.
Speaking about Blade, though, I remember watching the movie with my dad, and we're seeing all these vampires' heads just explode into bloody vats and stuff, and my dad's like, "You're scared of Chucky, but you're watching this shit."
there's a difference, okay?
It's all about the
I mean, to
vibes,
be
I guess.
fair- To be fair, Chucky is kind of horrifying.
Yeah. Sneaky little fucker.
He is a little bastard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Summers.
Not exactly the first girl you'd think is the savior of humanity. Buffy's only goals in life
I
were,
heard the
in her
original
own
Buffy movie
words,
was really good.
graduate from high school, go to Europe, marry Christian Slater, and die.
But that would all change when the Watcher Merrick appeared and revealed her destiny.
Like, total bummer.
Merrick trained Buffy in the arts of vampire slaying, and she became so efficient that she burned down her school.
Whoops.
Forcing her and her mom to move to Sunnydale,
I'm sorry,
California to start
why-
a new life, far away from any more bloodsuckers.
Was that a
and bad
different version of
makeup.
Buffy?
Unfortunately, small problem.
Oh, yeah, Sarah
Sunnydale
Michelle Gellar
happens
wasn't the
right on
first,
top of
technically.
a hellmouth, where the boundary between
Huh.
Earth and
Yeah, there's an
hell
OG
is
movie, and then the
Yeah, that
show.
sounds like the Valley, all right.
And I think they
Along with
tried a
New
couple
Watcher
reboots
Giles,
since.
Wallflower Willow,
You wanna
part-time
try?
bad boy, part-time sad boy Angel, magical retcon sister Dawn, and Xander.
The worst guy ever. Thank
Buffy
you.
and her Scooby gang would battle a never-ending series of monsters.
And we mean truly never ending. Sure, there's the TV show, but Buffy has also been slaying vampires across video games, comics, and 128 novels. Tens of thousands of pages.
Yeah, I
of
never
Buffy
heard of a
lore
single
you've
one.
Never heard of.
But we're just
Yeah,
crazy
it
enough
surprised
to
me too.
speed read them all.
Buffy carries a variety of anti-vampire weaponry. There's wooden stakes, of course, sometimes dipped in gorgon venom that can turn you to stone.
That was porn,
Though
that was
she's
porn.
also experienced with axes, swords, quarterstaffs, holy water, just
Okay.
about anything.
You said it! When she fought an ancient demon unable to be killed by
Hey,
any
Red
weapon
Sam, how you
forged in his
doing,
time,
darling?
Buffy introduced his stupid ass to the 20th century.
What
She's
the-
also a master of Aikido, Judo, Jiu-Jitsu, boxing, kickboxing, wrestling, karate, kung fu, wushu, tai chi, kendo, capoeira, and taekwondo.
Buffy apparently thinks Hong Kong's kung fu movie masters could learn a thing or two.
No kidding. Thanks to her Slayer senses, her reflexes are fine-tuned enough to dodge close-range Gatling gun fire, lightning bolts from the
Where's
sky,
this Spidey
and even
sense?
beams of light. She's kept up with another Slayer, Faith, who can dodge laser beams.
I actually
from
met the actress who
point-blank
played Faith.
range.
Buffy's strong enough to
Mm-hmm.
bend rebar, punch this 4.5-ton bat monster into the air, and smash hard enough to
Whoa.
tear apart a building.
And despite her black
Whoa.
armor,
Oh.
she can survive massive explosions, like the one that destroyed Cephrilion's lair that's bigger on the inside.
She can even fight blindfolded, but if she is injured, she heals fast enough to be totally fine by the next episode.
One time, Angel sucked out
like
almost
Star Trek.
all of the blood from her body, and
Ooh,
she
kinky.
survived. Doubly impressive since Angel's blood draining also drains magical energy.
Yeah, Buffy's own magic makes her weirdly resilient to esoteric attacks, like when she expelled this misty shadow demon trying to possess her body, or when she resisted her soul being ripped apart and scattered across time.
Or that
That's like-
time she jumped
Whoa.
into a vat of boiling liquid so hot it could reduce people to skeletons, and she was just fine.
She might
Her
not
clothes,
show
though,
physical scars, but she sure has emotional ones. Being the Slayer put a huge burden on Buffy's life.
Unable to live normally, she felt isolated, forced to internalize the trauma she faced on a daily basis. Sure, she had friends, but they couldn't understand her unique struggle.
Like when Angel turned evil after he took her virginity and tried to destroy the world. That must be
What?
one of those metaphors.
Sometimes the worst enemies are the ones you can't fight and who don't fight back.
Made even
Just
worse
swing
by
back
her
for a
having
bit
all the
before I-
memories of the other Slayers bouncing around in her head, dating back to the
What you
Stone
eating there,
Age.
Ren?
Buffy has dreamt of every battle a Slayer has ever fought, and can call upon those skills in a fight, even subconsciously.
But this includes the memories of their deaths. Countless women violently dying young, a reminder of her inevitable fate.
A
Yeah, I can
fate
mind
that
fuck
came
you.
to pass when she fought the hell god Glory. After leaping into Glory's reality-ending interdimensional hole,
A glory hole, if you will.
Buffy
It will.
sacrificed herself to save the universe, dying a hero's death.
It appears my glory hole joke was poorly timed.
Finally freed of her unfair
Oh,
earthly
self-awareness from
responsibilities,
Doomsday.
Buffy's soul ascended to heaven in perfect bliss. Until her friends brought her back to life in the agony of existence!
Next season,
This
baby!
absolutely
Damn.
crushed Buffy, and ironically, annihilated her will to live.
Oh, that's rough, Buffy. But with the show renewed for more seasons, she had to nut up and continue her endless crusade against all things Spirit Halloween.
Buffy's battled for 48 hours straight, defeated vampires immune to traditional vampiric weaknesses, and destroyed the Sword of Sano, which caused the Great Hanshin earthquake.
And of course, both Buffy and her friends have defeated countless immensely powerful demons.
Like the Queller Demon, which arrived as a meteor and
Yeah,
caused
like-
the Tunguska explosion, which destroyed over 2,000 square kilometers of forest.
Yeah, like Sarah Gellar refused to do season 8 because it was just getting ridiculous at that point. She said there's even gonna be an episode where she fights leprechauns.
And took hits from Whistler, whose magic contained a bomb that could vaporize London.
She even faced off against the first evil, literally the embodiment of all evil that predates reality itself.
Forced into battles against stronger and stronger baddies, Buffy clearly needed something to even the odds. The Slayer safe.
It's actually a Bardiche.
Yeah, whatever. I'm just gonna say it. This thing is bullshit.
Containing the essence of Buffy's Slayer powers and created to defeat ancient demons, the scythe can deflect magical projectiles and slice through just about anything. Ghosts, magic, even space itself, destabilizing reality in the process.
Even Silas, the devourer of worlds.
It's like
Kinda
one Captain America
Galactus,
shield
but
and an
instead of
axe.
chomping on planets,
Oh,
he
what
eats
is
the
that?
multiverse. And there goes his head.
The scythe is easily the most powerful tool in her arsenal. In effect, attaining it completed Buffy, as though it were a piece of her she never knew was missing. With the scythe, Buffy was finally whole. Being the Slayer was no longer a burden, but a purpose.
And by sharing her Slayer powers with thousands of girls around the world, they all teamed up and kicked the first evil's ass.
Suddenly, the always isolated Buffy had thousands of shoulders to lean on, a sisterhood of Slayers.
And thousands more reasons for any wannabe demon conqueror to stay away from Earth. Because unless you want to get your blood all over her stylish yet affordable boots, you'll steer clear of Buffy, the Vampire Slayer.
Alright, so from games like Blade seems to have the edge with offense, and Buffy's got the best defense.
More or less.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotta remember hacks like that breathing gun thingy.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of too.
You
But
got the Chekhov's gun.
yeah,
now.
athletics and his sword skills. It's like it just depends. Like it's because it really just depends who can land a blow. But Buffy's got the super strength. Blade doesn't have superior strength, unless I missed that part.
I think he has vampiric strength. And that's about it.
like if he gets a power boost, so Buffy's a little natural. I imagine Blake gets disarmor that ats. And I don't know, I think she would resist a lot of his because Blake uses a lot of poisons and like chemical warfare, and she could probably just dodge that. I went to.
Well, you also got to remember a lot of his arsenal is aimed at vampires, not humans.
Yeah, because he could try to turn her into a vampire and then nuke her, but I think she would just resist it. So I got, because I gotta get the edge to Buffy on this one. Okay, and
Hey, as you know, it's Skeletober.
You mean October.
Pillow? We sell
that's
pillow.
Broketober, Locktober,
Forktober.
Yeah. How's everyone doing with No Nut November?
You know, not November. Doing great.
Yeah, you gotta stay away from cashews.
Cashews are delicious.
Oh, don't do that spot. Oh, so both cosplayers look terrible. Guess drinking the Asian girl. Sunglasses at night.
We were kings long before they had a name for kings.
That's so cool.
But now, starved, hunted, forgotten.
It's that fucking top.
You have waited long enough. Tonight, we remember who we were.
So these fucking vampires gonna be collateral
We
damage.
take back what
Yeah.
was always
Makes sense.
ours. Tonight, we feast.
Daywalker.
And she. That's just the start.
Alright, it's getting started. Okay, I can see why she just thinks he's a regular psycho.
Yeah. Like, oh, it's crazy enough to just wander into a vampire's den.
Also, don't you gotta reload that fucking thing?
The lever action is the reload.
Okay. Shotgun technology. That movie? That'd be kind of cool. Suplex! Yeah!
Just like in the movie.
Oh, solar, yep. He's like, fuck it. I had a good run. Wait, why didn't you just throw it at the begin with? Was it expensive or something?
Wait!
Oh.
Dude's just a kid!
Not anymore.
What is that voice?
You know, that's the only gripe I had about this. Like, I know they went with a young Blade, but still.
You didn't even try to do
how
it.
young.
Hey, they could have done like a voiceover dub.
We made it give him a voice filter to sound like Wesley Snipes.
I could have even done a Blade impression. For my sake.
Right?
Not anymore. It's a trippy bathroom.
Oh yeah.
Right?
You out your damn mind?
Why are you trying to kill each other? Power of feminism.
Amateur hour.
There's always some motherfucker trying to ice skate uphill.
I still love that line.
I thought it was so cringe back then.
It was cringe back then, but now it's kind of neat.
It got its life of its own. Oh, I've done that in a bar
not
fight.
fast.
Oh, they're best weapons.
Uh-oh.
Oh, shit.
No.
Oh, wait.
Homing.
Okay.
Oh, that's GG's.
I'm taking the
My
gun.
gun! You killed my gun! Okay, is it an instant win, though? Is the question, I guess.
Another sword.
I see you cut through adamantium.
Bring it on.
I think that axe got a better edge. Choreography is beautiful though.
Oh yeah,
This
that's
had,
good.
yeah, this had to take weeks.
Yep. Uh-oh. That looks like GG's.
Oh no. She's gonna stop swinging him.
No, never mind.
She's holding down the R1 trigger to charge it.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think she was gonna use the back end.
Oh.
Yeah.
There we go. It's a two-part start attack.
What a shame.
Took his glasses. Well, what about the bullet?
Insult to
Works for
injury.
her.
Yeah, but that bullet's gonna eventually kill her then.
Yeah, like-
Continued no longer. I'm
Yeah.
surprised. I figured with Blade's many years of comic book history, he'd have the edge.
Believe it or not, Buffy is
Like, what's
actually
common
in
today, I
more
guess?
comics than Blade.
Really? Man, Blade can't catch a break.
Let's break this down into 4 categories. First up, stats. Buffy's lifted much heavier things and survived more significant explosions.
Like, sure, Blade's strong and all, but he isn't literally fucking buildings apart like Buffy.
Scaling to the monsters they fought, compare Dracula creating a storm that covered Boston to the Sorrow Demon creating a storm that covered Los Angeles, a city over 5 times larger. You might be able to compare Blade to Spider-Man like Miles, who absorbed a bomb that could blow up Harlem, but that's significantly weaker than Whistler containing a blast that could wipe out London. They could both dodge light beams, but that doesn't keep Buffy from taking the overall edge in stats.
Blade's used to being the odd man out, though, so his versatility is just as important.
With Blade's numerous powers and massive arsenal, he certainly could have overwhelmed the more straightforward Buffy.
Machine guns and magic swords are
Yeah, I don't know why he
generally
didn't bring
gonna beat
more
out
guns.
crossbows and morning stars. Not to mention, he actually wears armor.
Also, Blade's faster healing factor and immunity to traditional vampire weaknesses kept Buffy on the back foot for a time. Blade
Yeah.
wins versatility.
But when it comes to skill, Buffy's got
So if he
plenty of
brought a
experience
different
fighting
loadout, he
armed
might have
opponents
won.
barehanded.
Both of them were
Maybe.
masters
Or,
of a
you know, if he
similar
shot
number
that
of
bullet
martial arts.
first.
And Blade
Earlier.
has been kicking vampire ass for a century,
Like,
way
if you
longer
just
than
sniper her.
Buffy's even been alive.
While Blade may have more personal experience, Buffy's ability to draw on Slayer battles dating back to the Stone Age, at least 40 times older than Blade, gives her the superior skill. Even then,
I
they
guess.
both had weapons and abilities so powerful they could end the fight instantly, regardless of all else.
They're trump cards. Fortunately for Buffy, she actually countered almost all of what Blade could throw at her.
Withstanding Blade draining her energy with his bite? Check.
Resisting the Hellfire shotgun destroying her soul? Check.
Preventing Blade turning to mist and exploding her from the inside out? Check.
Meanwhile, Blade had no way to survive, say, Buffy's Gorgon venom turning him to stone.
And even with the deadly and just plain gross breathing gun, Blade did not have anything as potent as the Slayer sight. It could easily deflect the breathing gun's bullets back at him, or use its space-cutting ability to
Hey,
slice through
Rita
his
darling.
unbreakable
A
adamantium
homing
sword.
bullet?
Don't believe us?
Yep.
Even Wolverine's adamantium skeleton was cut in half when a portal closed on top of him. That's the same
Ooh.
kind of thing.
And Wolverine's beta adamantium
Wolverine's
skeleton
been through
is
some
a
shit.
much tougher version of the same
Yeah.
Oh, and since the scythe could kill Silas, a multiverse devouring
Aw, thank you,
god,
Rita.
I think
You
you could take
too.
down Blade with a big enough swing.
giving Buffy the final advantage over the Daywalker.
Really thought Blade had a chance, but Buffy sure put a damn fear on things.
The winner is Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I guess
Magic
one of
and
those cases where they
Sometime
show her
on
getting hit
Dead
by
Metal.
the bullet thing, but they're implying that she would never get hit by it.
Yeah, they did a. I think they did a pretty decent job on some of these. Some of them, like I said, some of them I was a little upset on some of the winners. This being one of them because I was really pulling for Blade,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
you know,
Once they broke down Buffy's feats, they're like, okay, yeah, Blade, again, dude. She can tank anything, basically. Because like Blade's got the speed and the skill, like in the sword play, but you know, if you give her a weapon, or you know, then or if Blade
Like,
would have came out with
thematically-
more guns, like just kept her
Like
distance.
thematically, Blade is cooler.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. No. not
Like
even
I mean,
close.
you're not going to be when it comes to style and flash. I'm sorry, you're not beating Blade
Oh,
as
no,
far as
yeah.
Vampire
Nope.
Hunter is
Yeah,
concerned.
Buffy is like Gothic Power Rangers.
Basically,
Yeah. So, but yeah. It's like now I would say I think Buffy takes Blade, but now if they brought like say if Blade had his daughter with him and Buffy had her friends, I think you know that the Blade family would beat the Buffy team, overall. But that's that. But yeah, if anyone watching the YouTube version of this made it this far, comment down below blood, and I'll give you a heart. And I'll catch you on the next one, darlings. Farewell.
y'all take care.
Yeah.